Hello, my loves. Welcome back to my channel. I am Tamika, also known as the Self-Love Chef. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please join the love. If you are coming back, welcome back and continue to spread the love. I know it's been a while since I did my last video, but as I stated, I have those times where I just don't have the strength. So today I want to come to y'all with a video on love. I want to share a love story with you all. Do you believe in love at first sight? Are you married? Are you a fiance or in the process of getting married? So today I'm just going to share my love story, how I met my husband, and just our journey. I'm just going to share this a little small video with you all. So let's go. So I'm from Texas, and my aunt and my cousin moved into a community that, you know, we were so close at that time. So wherever one person moved, we all went. If you have a big family, you know what that's all about. So wherever one go, all go. So my aunt moved to this community, and my cousin decided to move over there also. So we all used to go over there. Although we all lived in different areas, we all used to go to that one cousin's house. So it used to be a whole lot of guys that used to be outside, a lot of guys that would be doing what guys do, you know, just hanging out, talking, having a good time, whatever it is that guys do. And so at that time, I was very shy. I had already had my first son. And so, but I still was at peace. I hadn't dated anyone in over a year. My son was a year. And I just was doing me. And so my cousin was dating a guy, and he said that someone wanted to meet me. But of course, at that time, I wasn't interested. So I was like, well, what guy? Because it looked like, I don't want to talk to any of them guys. And so what happened was, I just, one day I finally said, okay. And especially the guy that he was trying to get me to talk to, because I was like, hey, isn't he dating a young lady down there, you know, over there in that little area or whatever it was? And they was like, no, of course, probably, we know they probably were lying at that time. But, you know, when I meet someone, if I ask you a question, if you say you do not have a girlfriend, from only thing I can move forward with is what you say, right? Right? Okay. So I decided to be like, okay, I'll meet him. So I did what I do, comb my hair and all that. And so he came and he knocked on the door. And so I went answered the door. And when I tell you, this is the reason I believe in love at first sight. I was like, oh my God. And it wasn't necessarily, I guess his appearance. I guess it just was something. But so I was just, because he was good looking to me. So I'm just saying. So we went out. I stepped outside. We talked for maybe an hour or so. I'm not really sure, y'all. This was 20-some years ago. We talked and all that. And I came back in and closed the door. And I told my cousins, I said, y'all, I am in love with this guy. And from that day forward, I did not talk to nor date another guy. Like, I was just like, oh my God. And so we started dating, and quickly, very quickly, I became pregnant with my son. And so we dated, and some years on down the line, we got married. So I'm going to be skipping through this because this can be a long story. We've been married 27 years now, so this story can go real long. But we dated, and we decided to get married. So we got married, and life does what it do. Took a toll. A couple of times we called ourselves going our separate ways and did things that we knew we were not supposed to do, that were not pleasing and acceptable unto God. So we just was a mess at one point. Let's just start there. We pretty much grew up together. I didn't know how to be a wife. He didn't know how to be a husband. As we were 20, we got married at 22. We were 22 years old. And just a mess. I mean, you know, there is no excuse. I'm just being honest and sharing my love story with you. And so we just was a mess for some years. A mess for some years. And so finally, that last mess that we both were in, like I said, several times we call ourselves breaking up. There is no such thing as breaking up when you're married. It's not possible. But I'm telling you what we called ourselves doing. But I must say that no matter how many times we called ourselves breaking up, there was never a time that I could say that I did not love him and I did not want what was best for him. And so I've loved him since the day I met him. And that's just the truth. I've always, for some reason, I can't even explain it myself. I just always have loved him no matter what. No matter what we had decided to do. So anyway, the last time we were a mess, we decided to get back together and start over, but just put it all out on the table. And what we did was we put it all out there on the table because when you are in a relationship and you're doing things that you should not be doing, sometimes that stuff can come back and bite you in the butt. So we didn't want down the line. Well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I didn't want down the line when we got back in our relationship and we're healing. I didn't want no skeletons to fall out the closet. So I was as open and as transparent as I can be. And although I'm sure he probably don't believe I told him the truth, I did. And that was hard to tell the truth about things that you know that you probably should not have been doing and vice versa. And so we both put it out there on the table so nobody could come, nobody would have any ammo or nobody would have anything to hold over our shoulders. Over our head to destroy us once we start rebuilding. And so we put it out there. So even if you came out the closet and told the story now, it wouldn't work because it's not going to work because we've already confessed and told each other some of the wrong things that we have done. And my thing is now that we're in this process, I'm not interested in what happened then. So it wouldn't work anyway. So even if you came out the closet and told me whatever it is that somebody may have wanted to tell me, it wouldn't work. And so what we did was we made God the head of our life. We started rebuilding our spiritual relationship with God and just wanting to be better individuals. And we made a decision to love each other and to communicate and to talk and to respect each other's boundaries. If he say give him a minute, then I need to give him a minute, which he don't normally say that, but I'm just giving you an example. If he say give him a minute, I need to give him a minute. Or if I say give me a minute, he needs to give me a minute to regroup so we can discuss, issues. And don't get me wrong, every conversation or every argument is not peaches and cream. It doesn't always go smooth like that. But I'm saying we made the decision to at least try. So I figured out that it's not hard to be in something that you want to be in. So when people are like, okay, marriage is hard and this, I understand that from different perspectives, but to me, I'm speaking for myself, it's not hard for me to be in something that I want to be in. It's not hard for me to fight for something that I want to fight for. It's not hard for me to stand up for something that I want to stand up for. And so I made the decision to remove all negative things out of my life. And the one thing I'm going to share with y'all is that I was praying for our marriage one time. And you know how you want to have these, you want to tell God about everybody else's problem and issues, what they got going on, but you don't want to walk down your street. And so I was praying about our marriage and before we got back together, not got back together, but decided to make this thing work. I was saying, oh, well, he doing this and he doing that in my mind. And God put in my spirit that to let go and cut loose everything that I was doing and don't worry about what he was doing. Y'all. I started crying because I got a little angry. Not at God, I got angry at, okay, so you mean to tell me in my mind that I have to allow him to do what he wants to do, but I got to do what's right. Yeah, pretty much. And so that's exactly what I did. Everything that I was not supposed to be doing, anything I was doing that I had no business doing or talking to or entertaining or whatever you want to call it, I let it go. That day. Anything that was inappropriate, anything that was, y'all, this lampshade is really irritating me because I think I got it pushed too close, but I'll fix it later. So anything that was not of God, I had to, or that I should not have been doing, don't worry about him. And when I tell you, when I made that decision to do that, God really, really, really blessed our marriage. He really did. And like I said, it hasn't always, when I say easy, I mean the situations or the circumstances or things like that have not always been easy. Because it's easy for me to love him, easy for me to be in a relationship with him because I truly love him. But that don't mean you always gotta like stuff. So anyway, I made that decision. I did what God had put in my spirit to do, and our relationship began to grow and began to flourish. And so it was going very well. But of course, you're gonna have those battles. And so we had hit another rough patch. Not anything inappropriate or anything no adultery or anything of that nature. You just have rough times, you know. So we hit a rough patch where we was having a hard time communicating and things like that. So I prayed about it, and again, and I'm sure he was praying too, but I like to speak on my part because I can't speak for somebody else. And so we decided to do counseling. To each his own. Some people don't like counseling, but I've been in counseling for myself several times. And so we decided to go to counseling. So I looked and did some research and say, okay, let me find us a counselor, prayed about it. God, send me somebody, a man or a woman of God that understands that, going to be fair. And I couldn't find one. And so it was a therapist, a black guy, and he didn't do weekends. But those were the times that, if I'm not mistaken, that's what I needed because my husband worked and he was not going to be able to do it available for those hours. And so the guy, he didn't do weekends. So I was like, okay, well, let me go back in and find another one. And so, I'll jump around a lot, y'all, so just work with me. But anyway, I found him. I wanted to go with him. He didn't do weekends. So basically I said, well, let me find another counselor. I don't know what's going on with me. Therapist, counselor, whatever it is. So I go back in. And so the lady calls me back. And she said, hey, Miss Adams, I just want to let you know that the counselor said that he'll do it for y'all. Y'all don't play with me. Don't play with me. So when God has something for you, baby, he will make a way. So this counselor only did counseling Monday through Friday, but for some reason, he said for us, he would do it. And when I tell you, that man taught us so many different techniques on how to communicate, so many different, it's just like he was God-given, if you want to know the truth. And when I tell you that has turned even the way that we have disagreements. I'm not saying they don't escalate. I'm not saying we don't have them, because to tell somebody that something is perfect, I'm lying then. So you have disagreements, but we have learned how to communicate better, how to bounce back, how to listen without criticism. listen without criticism. And it just has, God has just really, really worked it out. February the 10th, we celebrated our 27th year in marriage. And we just made the choice and the decision to work it out. So you may be going through something in your marriage right now, but I'm just gonna say, I would never tell someone to stay in an abusive situation, because I just don't do abuse. But it's not my call, mentally, emotionally, physically, any of that. I will not. I already have my own battles that I go through. I can't afford to mentally be with someone that is destroying me, like, their words and things like that. And at one point, my words were terrible, but I have worked on that, and I've learned that I don't want to disappoint myself. And so I watch my words, and I try to watch my tone and how I say things, and, get it together, get it together to me. So if you and your husband are going through something, consider counseling. Or you and your fiance or whoever you're in a relationship in, consider counseling. Some people like, I don't want nobody in my business, but sometimes you need a non-biased third party to come in, and help you and give you different techniques and things like that. But that worked for us, and I just thought that I would share my love story with you all, how I loved him, love at first sight, how we had our battles and struggles, and maybe I'll go deep into that one day about some of the struggles we've been through. But I just didn't want to make it a long story, but because it was Valentine's Day, I was like, well, you know what? Let me share my story, and when I can tell you all that love is real, God is real, and you can get past anything in your marriage if you want to. And so we obviously chose to move forward and let God lead our lives and lead our marriage, and to just do what's right. And when I tell you, the opportunities and the doors that God has opened for us has been amazing. Things that I never thought, and I'm just being honest with you, that I never thought, because we hit some patches that I didn't know if we could come back from, and that's how it be at that time. You just don't know. But I continued to put God first, and I was obedient to him when he told me to do what I told you to do, and don't worry about what he doing. And that's what I did. And I listened to him, because a lot of times when you get the answer, if it ain't the one you want, we don't want to do it. So what the right thing to do is. And the right thing for me to do was to stop being a mess so I could be blessed, because I was a mess. And so I don't know if by me being obedient, God fixed it. And a lot of times we think that when God fixed something that maybe you're going to be together, or maybe you're going to do this, and maybe you just get your sign or your warning to exit. I don't know. To each his own. But this was my love story. And so, like I said, we've been married 27 years. We've been together probably 30. We've hit some rough patches, and we put it all out there on the table so nobody can come along and say, oh, this happened or that happened. And we just healed. And it wasn't easy to hear. But it was healing. And I thank God that we moved past that and we moved on. And so I just want to encourage someone to hold on, you, him, her, whoever, to hold on and to just keep fighting, that it can be worth it. Now, you can't fight alone, but if y'all in it to win it, pray together, stay together, read together, whatever you got to do to make that thing work, because love is real, and I want to see everybody prosper, have a great marriage. So I hope this my story was a blessing to somebody, and to give somebody the encouragement to hold on and to keep fighting, and to keep just whatever you believe in. Just be encouraged and know that you can move past things. You really can, if you want to. So be encouraged, be motivated, know that you are loved, know that you are special, know that you are beautiful, and until next time. So at the end of this video, I will share a marriage prayer with you that maybe you and your husband can join together and get on your knees and hold hands. And so I'm going to look online because I've seen a really nice marriage prayer. And so I'm going to share that with y'all at the end of this video. And I'm not going to be on here speaking because I don't want you to focus on looking at me talk. Okay, it's not like I'm that good on the eye. Focus on me talking. So I'm just going to do a voiceover. And so hopefully it can restore and share your love story and let us know how everything went. I hope you have a blessed Valentine's Day. Remember that Valentine's Day is for men and women. Everybody want to feel loved. I know that Valentine's Day should be every day, but it's not. It's February the 14th. So remember to, even if it's a card, even if it's a nice gesture, just let the person know that you're with, that they are loved, male or female. Male or female. Because I have my husband a Valentine's Day card. I get him something every year because I want him to know and feel just as much love as I feel on those days. And so I've just always been like that. And so be blessed. Have a great day. Love y'all. Until next time, I'm out. Peace. Dear God, we praise you for your love and faithfulness. We thank you for huge grace. We thank you that you give us the power to love well. Thank you for my spouse. Thank you for the gift of marriage. Thank you that you're for us, that you fight for us. Thank you that you are Redeemer and you have good in store. We confess some days marriage gets tough and we blow it again. We ask that you would make us more like you. Please fill our marriage and lives with truth and cover it with blessings. Amen.